Okay, Jurgen Klopp there speaking after the game. We said before this one, and so did Virgil van Dijk, that there's 15 points separating Liverpool and Arsenal, that it's a crazy season and the title is still up for the taking, still there to be had. What do you think now, Jay?
That's a big dent. That's a big dent in the challenge. We were talking during that VT there, and I agree with Nick. It's a topsy-turvy season. There's lots of football to be played. I don't think we're halfway quite yet, are we? So there's still a lot of points to be gained and dropped, and that will happen. But no teams come from 15 points behind to win the Premier League. So that tonight, if we'd have won it, I would have been very optimistic of Liverpool's title opportunities, but tonight it's a big blow. How damaging was that for Liverpool and their top four hopes?
Well, they started picking form up going into it, and you were thinking another victory moves them up again. But there's a long way to go. We look at Arsenal at the moment. Arsenal, you've got to realise they didn't make the top four last season. It went horribly wrong for them with a little bit of pressure then. So they're going to start feeling pressure as it moves on. As great as what they're doing at the moment, I'd imagine that they're going to slip a little bit. But Liverpool are capable of a run. Manchester City up. Let's not forget Newcastle up there as well. We'll look at the game tomorrow night, which is interesting. Arsenal-Newcastle, see what happens there and see if Arsenal can get tested. I think they've got Spurs after that and Manchester United. So they'll go through their period as well. And we see it was dented, what Jason said, but listen, they're capable of a long run. Not a problem at all. But against the big boys, that tells you a story, doesn't it? Beating Man United, City, Liverpool, during the Chelsea. It tells you that the big boys don't like it when they go there and they have to play against them kind of tactics. Because like I said before, you've got to earn the right at Brentford to play. And when you don't, you get punished. And Liverpool tonight have been punished, certainly from set pieces. That last goal kind of epitomised their performance, to be honest. Konaté pushed off the ball far too easy, and then obviously he paid the ultimate price by conceding that third goal, which was game over for Liverpool. They weren't getting back in it from there. So,
well, the two people there who were at fault at times, Harvey Elliott, Van Dijk and Tsimikas, all came off at half-time. We don't know if the Van Dijk decision was due to an injury. Our commentators suggested he might have had a strap on the ankle.
If it's
I think, was that a statement from Jurgen Klopp?
No, I'd be surprised if the Van Dijk one is anything but an injury.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think he takes Virgil off to make a statement. I don't think they have that kind of relationship. I don't think he was playing as bad to take him off, but maybe I would agree with the other two substitutions. Maybe straight away looked at Harvey Elliott and gone, you're not doing enough for me. You work great, getting in their faces, winning the ball back, doing all, like Nick said, all the dirty stuff. Basically you're not doing that well enough for me, so off.
After building up a really good head of steam, 4 successive wins, and going into this match warning us the dangers of the set pieces and the direct play, how disappointed are you with that result and that performance?
Oh, very, very, especially with the result, of course, but the result is always a result of the performance. So it was much more the game Brentford wanted to play than the game we wanted to play. But it's clear as well, I think we started pretty well in the game. We could have, maybe should have been 2-0 up before they have the first corner and before they have the first action. So that was a corner, obviously. We did really well in the beginning, but if you don't use them, and then you... The set pieces they take, so they are very successful, very creative, very physical in these moments. They score a lot of goals, but they concede a lot as well. Set pieces, to be honest, we had a big chance from Ibrahima Konaté, completely free header. So we could have scored a lot of goals, actually. But yeah, they use, obviously, the rules pretty well in their offensive set pieces, because extremely physical. In the end, nobody knows anymore where the ball is, actually. And then this time it was their own goal. And that's obviously very unlucky. And second goal, I'm very disappointed because we get away with a set piece goal because of offside or whatever it was. But the next action is behind, and we are again not ready. So that's the goal I hate the most. And the third goal should not be a goal, easy as that. If you have ever played football and were on a full sprint and you get a slight push, you go down because you cannot keep balance. That's how it is, and you could see that with Ibu. That's what Adwell wanted, to see that differently.
You talk about the physicality in the box for the set pieces. Do you think they go beyond the margins? You've had conversations about that already?
Yeah, but that's actually exactly the same as I would talk to my microwave. You get no response, really. It's always the same. Before the season, they give us the advice that the players have to be careful in these moments because the refs will have an eye on it, and then you see these games and you see that pretty much everything is allowed. It's always on the edge. It's always on the edge, and they use that and they accept that it's sometimes an offensive foul. And today was never. There was one offensive foul around the set piece in the box, and we did that. It's very funny. But in the end, again. So if the third goal, I think should have been disallowed, definitely, then we lose 2-1. So I wouldn't feel better now. But of course, it gave the game if you want, change the mood again, because we were in a chasing mood, and then you got a third. It makes it now not easier. Have a look on the watch and you see 9 minutes plus extra time to go or whatever. Not helpful. But again, no excuses. They could play the game they wanted, but actually we were here to play the game we want, and at least in the parts when we can dominate that. And because around set piece you just can't, you have to accept to defend them with all you have. And they go for that, and they got them everywhere. And you see when they get a foul in the center of the park, then it's still, they have 8 players up front, and that's how it is. So each set piece is a rhythm break, each set piece is a threat. That really has my respect. But in the other moments we should have scored goals. So we had quite a few really good chances. I think much more than last year when we played here 3-3. So we had our good moments, but we lost the game, and that's the only thing that counts.
You lost a big leader in Jordan Henderson ahead of this match with concussion, and then you had to make decisions at half-time. You had to make changes. Virgil van Dijk not coming on in the second half, that's a big decision to make, a leader that's done so much for you. Was that on form, or is there any other reason for that?
Yeah. No, Virgil felt the hamstring a little bit, but he said he's fine. But when I said, we don't take any risk, the physios were quite happy with that. So I think it's nothing serious. But we have to. That's why we changed him.
Thank you very much.
We're trying to get consistency and things like that, but when you put in a performance like that,
As a way to start the new year?
Yeah, hugely disappointing. First half nowhere near good enough. Everything we worked on we never done. They were first to second balls, we gave away cheap set pieces. We knew they were a set piece team, really good at corners, makes it really difficult and improving, and we have to be so much more aggressive in the air, so much more aggressive when the ball comes into the box, and unfortunately we didn't do that. You find yourself 2-0 down at half time. Against a good team, a team that believe in what they're doing, full of heart, full of desire. Second half we came out, we tried, obviously got a goal that got chopped off and it gave us belief, and then we scored quite quickly after it, 2-1, pushed. But yeah, I don't think any complaints can be about the result. They deserve to win. They played the better football, especially in the first half, and that's why you get a result like this.
It's one of those things, watching from the outside, it's impossible for us to explain how there can be such a difference between first and second half. Can you put your finger on it at all?
Yeah, well, we in the second half we started having runners in behind. The first half I don't think we really found any balls in behind in terms of trying to stretch their last line. We know they played 5 at the back, but we also know they want to try and defend forward. That means there's space in behind. No one offered a run in behind in the first half, which when that doesn't happen, then you don't stretch the back line, and then everything becomes compact, and that's why then they started winning second balls and started putting a huge amount of pressure on us. Second half we offered a wee bit more, we started going in behind a little bit and started causing them a wee bit of problems, and yeah, especially the first 15 minutes, but you can't come here and play well for 15-20 minutes and expect to get a result, so that's why the result is what it is.
It's not been the start of the year you wanted, it's not been the first stage of the season you wanted. How optimistic are you about the rest of 2023?
Yeah, look, it's just now it's kind of, it feels as if we're taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back. We've spoke all the time about we're trying to get consistency and things like that, but when you put in a performance like that, consistency goes out the window, unfortunately, and yeah, we have to pick up results, we have to win games to try and climb the table, and obviously the new year's not started the way we wanted it to. It's been a tough result, a tough one to take, but all we can do is keep going and trying to find that consistency, because if we don't, then we'll be in a position in the league come the end where we don't want to be. It's simple as that. So we need to find consistency, we need to find it quickly. I don't know how we do it. The lads, we all need to look at ourselves, we all need to look as if we're giving ourselves, are we giving 100% every single game, and if we start doing that and if we start fighting, it's not a lack of fight. We fought in the second half, we tried to get back in the game, but we were just lacking that wee bit of something to get back in the game. So we have to move on. Like I said, New Year's not started the way we wanted it to, but I suppose the only thing we can say is hopefully it can only get better.
Very honest, thanks, Sam.